Jerry, he did it once before in Green Bay. Have you thought about or talked with Coach, or is it an option in your mind to have Coach McCarthy let Schottenheimer take over the play calling to manage the games as the CEO?
No, in any way, no.
I think that's the shortest answer Jerry Jones has ever given to a question in his life, with that gravelly voice still laying in bed talking on the phone on 105.3 The Fan. So, yeah, there's nothing to interpret there. Mike McCarthy continues to call the plays for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and he's going to. And, you know, the Cowboys twice ranked first in yards under Kellen Moore. Once they ranked first in points. Last year, after traded Amari Cooper, 11th in yards and 4th in points. And I do think that was a big part of their offense. And these first few games, Mike, the first 4 games, really their defense played so well. And you think about the touchdowns they scored defensively and how their special teams played. And it hid some of the lack of efficiency by the Dallas offense because the defense was doing so much and getting them the ball and scoring points that people weren't really talking about the offense. And, well, maybe there's a problem with this offense. But they are now, obviously, after the 49ers game. But you look at their red zone efficiency. That was a conversation after the Jets game. Well, they're okay. They can get it together. They were playing conservatively because they had such a big lead. But now it's an issue. Now, how are you going to score in the red zone? You no longer have Dalton Schultz. You no longer have Ezekiel Elliott. You no longer have Amari Cooper. All 3 of those guys were great in the red zone. So how are you going to score points when you get to the red zone? And are you going to be able to get to the red zone consistently against the better teams? Because when you start looking at who the Cowboys have played, we thought the Giants were going to be pretty good. They're not. We thought the Jets were going to be pretty good. They're not after losing Aaron Rodgers. We thought the Patriots might be a little bit better. They're not. They may be the worst team in the NFL. So that's their wins. So the schedule's going to get much harder. The defenses are going to get much harder. So how are you going to score points? And I think that's where Mike McCarthy is. And he's on the hot seat, Mike. We knew that coming in, and I think the hot seat is hotter, and boy, is it going to be burning if they lose to the Chargers on Monday night against Kellen Moore.
Yeah, and I never quite know what to believe with Jerry Jones when it comes to coaches and just dismissing as quickly as he did the idea of McCarthy giving up play calling. Who knows? Because Jerry always reserves the right to abruptly and suddenly change his mind 180 degrees from what he was previously saying. We've seen that before. He completely supports you until he no longer does. He did it with Wade Phillips. He did it with Terrell Owens. Guy is there. Guy is gone. I love him, and now he's gone. So I don't know what to think about McCarthy because I think so much of Jones' ego gets caught up in the decisions he's made, and he's tempted to double down so his past decisions look good. That's the worst thing you can do. If you've made a mistake, admit it and move on. Because if you double down, it's only going to make it worse. And as he's trying, supposedly, to get that one more shot at glory, to get one more Super Bowl championship, doubling down on mistakes is not the way to make it happen. You got to be willing to cut and run. You got to be willing to move on. You got to know when you've got to get a new coach, a new quarterback, a new whatever to try to go where you're trying to go. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.